Hey everybody, should be live, I think, at this point. So we're going to be playing Labyrinth, the War on Terror. We'll see how it goes. Let's see here. So what I want to do is this. Create game. This is it. So let's see here. We're going to do we're just going to be doing a I want to be the human. Sorry, getting back into this. We'll do the jihadists as the AI, as they usually are. And we'll do a one deck, I guess, just to go quick. We'll see how well it goes. So if I haven't done a good job of explaining this, it's because OBS is telling me that something's wrong, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, we're going to be playing this Labyrinth War and Terror game. It just came out on Steam a couple days ago. It was a board game that a lot of people compare to Twilight Struggle. I don't particularly think it's anything like Twilight Struggle, but hello, Matt Ross. How are you? It's basically like Twilight Struggle in that the card play is similar in that you have an event and an ops type situation. This is not going to be a great video for explaining the game because I am just kind of learning it myself. So jihadists go first. They're recruiting into Afghanistan. This is also in early access, so it's kind of unpolished in a lot of ways. You'll see that through. It doesn't do a great job of telling you what's going on, really, but I'll try to do my best. So it is like Twilight Struggle in that you play cards against each other, and the cards have ops values and they have an event that's kind of stuck to them. So this is the ops value up here. This is the event that would happen. There are jihadist cards, which are the green ones, and then there are US cards, which are the blue ones. And it's the same idea as Twilight Struggle. If you play a card that has your opponent's if you play one of your opponent's cards, so if I'm the US and I play a jihadist card, the event triggers and then I can use the card for ops. If they're my card, I can use the either the event or the ops. It's my choice on my own card. And the thing that is a little bit different from Twilight Struggle is that you do 2 turns in a row, 2 cards in a row, and then it's the jihadist does 2, then the US does 2, and then they sort of resolve the turn. And you sort of clean up the board basically in between everything. So you go through your hand of cards and then until it finishes, and then you resolve everything. All right, so let's see how this goes. We are the Americans, and the Americans want to turn these countries into good governance, and they want to get rid of all these terror cells, and they want to use their troops. They want to keep their war on terror stance the same as the world's. In order to get a bonus, they want the prestige to be high so that they get a bonus to their rolls and everything. It's sort of like Twilight Struggle. This game is a lot more this game is a lot less graceful than Twilight Struggle would be the way I describe it. It's really not all that similar to it outside of the cards. Create a new highlight video. Why the hell would I want to do that, YouTube? So what I want to do is, as the US, I'm interested in Pakistan. So I'm going to play a... What do I want to do here? What is home going to place a terror cell somewhere? I can really just do this, play if any cells. There's no cells in there, so that's a good one. I'm going to War of Ideas to try to influence Pakistan here. I might actually want the Gulf states because this is already over here to the left. It's an ally. I want to turn this into a 1, so I click on it. It does that. It shows you all these modifiers. I'm trying to turn it into a good governance, so it's -1. There's no GWAT penalty because the war on terror, the world's GWAT, which is the global war on terror, is hard. It's on the hard side of the scale, and the US is hard as well. So they both have a hard stance against terror. And the prestige modifier is this thing. So if I'm on 7, I get +1 to my roll. So with a 4, I get 8. 5 and a 6, it commits to good. So I'm going to commit to it. And I got it turned to good, which is good for me. Dismiss. So the Gulf states is now a good ally. And this kind of determines what the... Again, this is going to be a terrible video for explaining what this actually does, but the jihadist roles, that the jihadis roll on everything as opposed to the US, which kind of determines what it wants to do. So it's kind of thematic in that it's a lot more unpredictable for the terror cells and what they want to accomplish. When they move into good areas, they have to roll a 1 or less, so they only have a 1 out of 6 chance of doing things. So the better that the country is in terms of goodness on this goodness scale, fair and then poor, if it's poor, it's easier for the jihadis to do something in it because they need a 3 or less. And if it's good, it's very difficult for them to do things. So the US wants to get everything to good The jihadis want to keep things down and poor, and they also want to turn things into this Islamist rule state, which is one of their win conditions to get all the way down there. All right, so what am I going to do here? For the second one, we'll try to... I don't want to place that cell there, Bin Laden. If there's no Islamist rule, so I can't play that card. Hijab is play if no country's under Islamist rule. There is a country under there. I guess I'm just going to... I can't play back channel, right? There's no reason to keep that. I might roll Saudi Arabia, I think. Oh, War of Ideas, Saudi Arabia. It's got good odds of becoming something. And it becomes fair. So I turned it into a fair ally. Now it's their turn again. They're going to recruit. Jihadis always automatically recruit in Afghanistan. I think this game is playing it off of the AI of the board game, which has like a flow chart that's supposed to follow. So it's probably going to recruit forever, because that's what the logic of the board game says. And cells automatically recruit into Islamist rule. They have to roll anywhere else. If they want to go into a country, they'd have to roll. And if they need a 2 or less to move a cell into that country for fair, 1 for good, 3 for poor, as I said. So U.S. can't really do anything in Islamist rule countries. We want to stop them from getting into Pakistan because Pakistan has these nuclear weapons. And if the jihadis get one, it's bad news for the U.S. So I'll roll. None of these are really good. None of those are in the event box. So I'm going to War of Ideas, Pakistan, try to turn it into an ally. Good odds. It happened. So now it's an ally. So now you can disrupt, which is attack terror cells that move into that area. Pakistan, I guess, might as well just continue to regime change country. Has a cell. Is there any soft countries? There's no soft countries, so I can't change anything there. I'm maxed out on those cards. There's really not much I can do here. Hijab. There's no country. I guess I could deploy. I mean, I'm not really trying to win here. I guess I'll just deploy into here and do a regime change. I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but let's see here. I'll take these troops. You need 6 of them. I'm going to commit. Lost a lot of prestige, which is not very good. Again, this is probably not the right way to play this game. If you're new to this, he's going to jihad in Afghanistan. A major... No, so it's not going to work. So he failed all 3 rolls. He's got a besieged regime, but it turned it into an ally. Now he's going to recruit in Afghanistan. So he's putting a ton of cells in there. My prestige took a big hit, so now I have a -1 roll modifier on my things, which is probably why it was not wise to do that at that point, but there was really nothing else that I could do. So let's see here. I can disrupt and get some prestige back. If the U.S. has troops kill terror cells, they get prestige in the global war on terror. What is this? There's no country. Test Turkey, select France's posture. -2 to funding. That's pretty good, actually. That will probably need to be played before the end of the turn. Don't want to do that at all. Troops in Iraq. There's no troops in Iraq. Do I do this now? Does it do anything for... Whoop, improve its governance 1 level. Select France's posture and -2 funding. I'll just play it now. I'll play the event. Turkey is poor. Oh, it becomes a fair. It could have become good, actually. That's pretty good. France is going to become hard to match the U.S. And then they lost 2 funding. So when this drops down, they're going to get less cards out of it, which is good. I am going to... I cannot disrupt. I mean, you could do that. Might as well just play the event and take this cell out of here. Boom. Now it's his turn. He's going to play the event. He gets to draw a card out of the discard pile. Plays the leak. Chooses to play leak. Indonesia have any extra modifiers to match the world's largest Islamist country? Indonesia is unusual, or is it the Philippines? One of them has a unusual card that is... Oh, did they get back to Islamist rule? So that's no good. That's obviously not what I would want to do. So that's as I said, I have not played this game too much, and I'm kind of unsure of when you ideally want to switch a country away from Islamist rule into something else. That seems like it was the wrong time, even though I didn't really have much else to do there. So we'll play this. War of Ideas. We'll do Pakistan. Oh, it actually worked. Got good. Nice. They placed a cell into the United Kingdom, and the other countries are 4 out of 6, 2/3 chance to get soft and 1/3 chance to get roll a hard posture. They rolled hard. We're going to get a little bonus out of that, which is nice. But I don't think Indonesia has any modifiers. I think it's the Philippines. It might be. There's one card that is a historical event that I am completely ignorant of that happened over there, but it's like a devastating card for the jihadis. Play Seder. This is the one I can't play, right? Is there a regime change? No, because that's back. So I can play this. Can I disrupt? I cannot disrupt. Because this is Islamist rule, I'm assuming. So the U.S. has to be soft in order to withdraw troops from an area. So I think I'm kind of screwed there. Let's see. I mean, I guess I can just do 2 reserves, right? Reserves. Commit. So you can like add the cards together, play the event. Oh, he's going to plot over there in the United Kingdom. And the jihadis put down plots, which is the way for them to make money and affect. He's just recruiting, I think. Yeah. Dismiss. So now I'm going to... I can't get rid of these. You need a 3 card to get rid of the plots. So the plots are going to go off, which is unfortunate. I am going to War of Ideas Saudi Arabia, I suppose, because now we can add the one that's in reserve to Saudi Arabia. This, commit, roll the 4, didn't do anything, which is too bad. UK is a hard posture again. Prestige can't go any lower. Their funding went all the way up. Can't get much worse for me. Oh, now they've gone soft. Nothing really changed there because they've already maxed out their abilities. Jihadist funding decreases by 1 down to 8. Jihadist funding is 8. U.S. prestige is down to 1 because there's Islamist rule. I can't get any lower. U.S. player sets reserves to 0. I draw 8 cards. They draw 9 cards. This is actually kind of good. I want to do... And the U.S. can switch its reassessment. You have to play 2 3 cards in one turn, and you hit this little reassessment button. It can switch to a soft position. So when the world is soft and the U.S. is hard, or vice versa, if the U.S. is soft and the world is hard, you get a die roll modifier. So the U.S. wants to stay on the side of the global position on the war on terror, and we are not that. So I'm going to do a reassessment. I want to change it to soft, and I have to do these 2, right? This one, and then Jihad Sistani's a good card, though, isn't it? Regime change. That's not going to happen. Reassessment. So now the U.S. is soft in the war on terror. Bhutto shot. Recruits into Afghanistan. They're just putting all the cards into Afghanistan. And I think I can withdraw at this point, right? After they go a second time. Hezbollah, Lebanon to poor neutral. How do I deploy? Does a 1 deploy away from... Deploy. No, it does not. Oh, I can, right? Deploy to troop track. There we go. Get all these guys the hell out of there. Commit. And the U.S. troop number is what determines their cards. So if your troops are in the box, you get to draw 9 cards. If the last troop is in here, you get 8. And they always take them from left to right, so it goes all the way down. Let's see. This is my second card play before the plots. There are no plots. I'm at a huge disadvantage, I think, here, card-wise. Jihadist randomly plays cards. It's kind of interesting, but... I think I can play this. So let's try to get Saudi Arabia. Nope. Failed. Jihadis play the event. Danish cartoons. US side selects Scandinavia's posture. So I'm going to make them soft just to get the bonus of being on the same place of plot in some country. Shenzhen. Traveling to Germany and France. Sanctions. Not really sure what to do. Again, figuring out the strategy for this game. The jihadis obviously want to spread around quite a bit, and the US is a little bit more cumbersome in that way. I can't go back into Afghanistan. I need like good... What can I do here? More of ideas. Is that what I want to do? That's not what I want to do. Amerithrax. US side discards its Heights Valley card. This is really good. More of ideas. Try Saudi Arabia again. Hey, there we go. It worked. So that's good. So what the hell do I want to do now? I want to... Ooh. Can't do anything in Iraq. I could go into Lebanon, I suppose. Afghanistan, I don't want to get into. I could also just do a regime change in Afghanistan again. Have that come back and bite me in the ass. Let's just try. Let's just see what that does. Let's deploy. Can I not deploy into there? Oh, because I'm soft. Right, I can't do a regime change. You have to have a hard outlook on the war on terror. Well, that's a pain in the butt. Yeah, let's do a War of Ideas in Turkey. Commit. Oh, good. Move to fair, but we discard our Iqtijad. Was closed. Plot resolved. Oh, there was a Pakistan plot? I didn't even realize that. Traveling to the Gulf States. Trying to travel to the Gulf States. This is... Oh, he got in there, actually. Dismiss. He's going to jihad in the Gulf States. I'm assuming it did not work, so he's gone. Dismiss. He rolled a 1 in Germany. So what happened? Places a plot. Fails in France. I am going to hold that last card. Germany goes soft. Spain is soft. Benelux is soft. Plot in Germany. Soft. I think that gave them funding, and that's about it. He's going to go into Afghanistan. Very real life sounding. It can be. I like the thematic structure of this game. I think it does a really good job of simulating the war on terror. I'm going to hold this card. Jihadis go down. Just postures. Is my prestige 1 at this point? Or 2? It's 2. So we bumped up because of how pathetically we're doing. So, dismiss. But the game is very good at sort of simulating the war on terror. It's complicated. And I think that the digital version... What the fuck? How many times is this guy going to... He put another plot. He rolled another 1 in Germany. Alright, so now I'm going to get rid of that. What is this? If US play, unless I'm going to shift to ally. Oh, it's Yemen. Shift to ally and place 1 aid. That's actually kind of useful. I will do... What do I want to do? Get rid of the... We don't have a regime change right now, so... I'm going to... Actually, I could play the regime change. This is that Philippines card right there. This one I will alert to get rid of this stupid plot. Commit. It's gone. You can't play that card. I might as well do a regime change at this point, I guess. I wonder if I want to wait and do that next turn, because then I can hit them with the mass turnout too. So I'll just do War of Ideas in Pakistan, see how it works. Does not work. They play that event. Central Asia is poor, neutral. They're going to travel to Gulf states, Gulf states, Gulf states. Come on, you can't roll ones. You son of a bitch. Alright, so now I'm going to regime change, I think. So I'll do it with Saleh. I'll deploy... Oh, I'm still soft. That's so stupid of me. That's why I can't do anything. But I can disrupt this guy. Place the CTR in Russia and if ally in neutral Central Asia. It blocks those. That's a very good card, actually. I will play the event to block them from getting those things. And then I will play this and I will disrupt this guy to get some prestige. That's good. He's going to jihad, probably in the Gulf states, I'm assuming. It worked. Failure. Good. Dismiss. It's going to jihad in the Gulf states and it fails, as it should. Germany. France, and he fails. Alright. That's that. So let's see here. Martyrdom operation is obviously bad, but that's the only cells that they have, right? They don't have cells anywhere else. So I think I need to do that to alert. I can get rid of this plot. Commit. Dismiss. He doesn't have any, right? Oh, any non-Islamist rule. I'm sorry, I misread the card. So you can't do that. I thought it was Muslim country, but you can put that in any kind of plot right there. That's too bad. Let's see here. So this is my second card play. It's War of Ideas in the Gulf states. Because I can't disrupt anybody, right? No. Dismiss, bad play. Germany, Benelux, Spain. Soft, just fine. Hard, soft, soft. UN nation building, he's going to recruit into Afghanistan. I'll just do another regime change for the hell of it and see what happens. Lebanon war, discards a random card. You son of a bitch. So that was the card that I wanted to use there, which is too bad. Pakistani offensive, Abu Sayyaf. Place to sell in the Philippines while Abu Sayyaf is in effect. What do I want to do here? Well, this is unfortunate. I feel I'm going to lose here. I don't want to play this card. I can play that one. I just have such terrible roll modifiers. If I turn the Gulf stage, it'll be a little bit easier. Yeah, just bad. Play my action round. Let's play this. Try it here. No good. Opponent event triggers, they put a cell in the Philippines, and it's hard. And then you can deploy troops there, which is what makes that card unusual, because you can't deploy troops to these non-green countries usually. Pakistan. This guy with his rolls. We'll do one more hand, and then I'll call it a day, I think. Maybe we'll do a game against a real person tomorrow or something. I'm going to discard that because it's jihadi. The U.S. gets to choose if it wants to keep or discard the card that's last in its hand. So where's he going? He's recruiting. Failure. He's going to travel. Pakistan. They're going to try to turn this into an Islamist country. Maybe I should just let them do it because I've never actually seen the game get the Pakistani arsenal. Let's see here. I'll reassess, I guess. Go hard. We'll see if that means anything. There we go. He's going to travel into Pakistan. We'll see if they can actually do this. Turn into an Islamic. They need a major jihad. And they did it. There he got the weapons. He got the mass destruction arsenal. So that's no good. Now they can place those WMD plots instead of a normal plot. And if they place a WMD in the US, it's an automatic win for them. Otherwise, I think it just like maxes out their funding, something like that. So they're not really in dire straits with that. But I've never actually seen the game get them. So that's kind of interesting anyway. I will just do this. Gulf States. It's just my die rolls are so awful. I'm getting punished every which way. So I can't even disrupt. There's no allies. Poor Pakistan. Yeah, just war of ideas, whatever. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I got aid. Nice. Opponent event, he places his cards. He has no cells because he's doing so well. War of ideas in here. Oh, because it's going to good. It's only the one still. More of ideas. Turkey? Can't do anything. Let us war of ideas in Gulf States. Dismiss. He's going to travel. Where's he traveling to? Saudi Arabia. He's going to try all three good ones. Doesn't happen. Maybe a WMD with troops in it is actually more devastating. Let's see. I don't really know. Play if Afghanistan has a cell. I mean, you got 3 cells, right? So, war of ideas. Commit. Dismiss. Puts all of his cells in Afghanistan. This one can't really do anything. I'll just war of ideas and test Yemen for no reason. Oops, it's fair, which is cool. Gonna travel. Where are they trying to get to? They're trying to get to Saudi Arabia for some reason. There must be some kind of plot development that if you get a plot off in Saudi Arabia, it means something. War of ideas. Jordan. This is the last turn, so I'm just kind of wasting these cards. War of ideas in here. A lot of bad. Obviously bad for the U.S. to have to test and do those things. Hariri killed, and I will just discard. That's it. They'll probably get something off. I'm gonna call it a day there, though. That was just a test run to see how this goes. And I think that's it. I'll probably get better. Maybe I'll do this again tomorrow or something and play a real person and see how well that goes. But thank you very much, guys, for listening. Thank you for watching. And I guess I'll see you later. Bye.